Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andy Bedford, and it is my pleasure to talk to you today about an important issue or topic. That is the most important environmental challenges of today. The global focus is on climate change, but I will not delve into climate change because I'm not too adept of that important global issue. However, I'll talk about three important topics that are serious environmental issues today. Number one is bushfires. Number two is war. And number three is uncontrolled rubbish and drainage systems. Ladies and gentlemen, bushfires, in my opinion, are terrible environmental problems. When bushfires break out, they cause tremendous destruction of the environment, destruction of forests, destruction of homes, destruction of animal habitats, destruction of farms. Many people lose their farmlands and therefore their livelihoods through bushfires. Bushfires are rampant in the western side or western coast of America, particularly in California. It is an annual occurrence, and bushfires destroy thousands of acreages of forests, of animal habitats, of farmlands, of homes, and people's livelihoods. The same occurs in other parts of the world, in developing countries particularly, where the economy is not sound enough. People are exposed to terrible, terrible, life-threatening effects of bushfires. Hunger and famine results from bushfires. The third issue is war. In my opinion, war is an unfortunate environmental problem. Unfortunate in the sense that there should be no need for war. Political leaders or heads of towns and cities engage in war to satisfy their frivolous ambitions, and in the process create misery upon other people, upon humans. Consider the war going on in Ukraine, where the unfrivolous, selfish desires of Putin has created untold hardship, untold loss of lives, untold damage upon cities, towns, and villages in Ukraine. Ukraine's economy has been destroyed in many ways by this frivolous, callous war caused by Putin and Russia. There is war going on in Gaza. There is war going on in Somalia. There is war going on in Sudan. There is war going on in several places around the globe. That is why I consider it to be an environmental hazard, because it deprives people of their lives. Thousands and thousands of people are killed in Ukraine, in Gaza, in Somalia, in Sudan. What is more, young men and women who go to war lose their lives, leaving behind helpless widows and children who become orphans. Is that not an environmental hazard? To me, it is, and it must stop. The third issue, or the third topic I'm talking about today, is uncontrolled garbage systems, particularly in developing countries. In developing countries with poor infrastructure, drainage systems are a terrible environmental hazard or problem. Drainage systems, gutters, drainages are left exposed, they are not covered. There are no systematic garbage disposal systems in most of these countries, and therefore cities. And humans, perhaps due not to their own faults, have to dispose of their garbage, their rubbish, even excreta, anywhere, on lands, in gutters, in rivers. Gutters are choked with garbage, with rubbish. And when rain falls, the water cannot easily seep through, and it clogs very large portions of the land, of the city or village. Mosquitoes breed uncontrollably. Disease-carrying insects breed unrelentlessly. And you know, mosquitoes are the sources of fever. Therefore, in Africa, for example, or other parts of the developing country, fever is the #1 killer. In big towns and cities in Africa, you see market women establish their stores very close to these drainage systems, which are choked with rubbish and garbage, stinking water, stinking garbage. And they establish their stores just besides the drainage systems or rubbish or garbage systems. And customers, either innocently or otherwise, buy the produce from these market people. Some produce like fresh produce like oranges, mangoes, pears, avocados, peaches, pawpaw, tomatoes, and others are consumed sometimes without even being washed. Is any wonder that there is so much disease floating around in these countries in the third world? In my opinion, uncontrolled or planned drainage systems are severe environmental hazards threatening our environment today. Ladies and gentlemen, these are three important topics I have identified as serious environmental issues today. To brush through, I mentioned war. War has no clemency. When war breaks out, it creates untold hardship. Humans, innocent people lose their lives. Towns and cities and infrastructure are damaged. War leads to explosion of refugee uh, uh, issues. Immigration is a hot political issue in several places around the globe. But the fundamental causes are these frivolous wars, selfish wars, wicked wars. Governments have to stop it. Or government have to stop the wars if the environment is to be safe for people to live in. I talk about bushfires. Bushfires sometimes are caused by nature and sometimes by humans. The consequences of bushfires are loss of animal habitat. Some animals become extinct because of the damage to their habitats. Bushfires destroy beautiful vegetation, plants and animals. Plants and forests are destroyed. Bushfires cause destruction of farmlands, leading to the loss of livelihood of so many people. Bushfires in Africa, in third world countries, could create economic disaster. Therefore, governments have to take serious measures to control bushfires, particularly those that are controllable, human instigated bushfires. My third point is about uncontrolled drainage systems and garbage systems. I put emphasis on developing countries because most of their governments do not have enough resources to create sound infrastructure. Therefore, humans are compelled, in most cases, to discard of their rubbish or garbage into the drainage systems, creating an environment for disease-carrying insects, bacteria, which affect humans. I mentioned of fever caused by mosquitoes. If the drainage system could be managed effectively, fever particularly, and also cholera could be controlled in third world countries. Ladies and gentlemen, these are issues that I consider as environmental um, questions or problems facing us today. I wish you to make your own opinion, make your own judgments about the ravages and about the consequences of war, consequences of bushfires, and consequences of uncontrolled garbage and drainage systems in our towns and cities. Thank you very much. God bless you.